telling a story through animation can be very engaging and impactful for your viewers. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an emotional story with animation, a splash of color, and just a few original SVG images of cartoon faces, and show you how to bring to life a real cool emotional story. And it's a do-it-yourself project. It doesn't take long, so watch through the video first. It's very quick, and then following that, I go through the tutorial on how to create it all. You learn all the tips and tricks. Hang into the end. Let's watch now.
Oh, happy day. Recorded a video. What? No sound? Not possible. The client's gone. What now? This isn't happening. The session was a bust. What do I do? Okay, I can solve this. How about tomorrow's another day? Now that you've seen the video, we're going to walk through the project so that you can see how it was created, and it's a simple do-it-yourself project. And it all originated with me coming up with an idea to create that story about a tough day I had with trying to create a video and lost the audio, as you could tell by watching the video. So I just went on VectEasy. I found these cartoon faces that sort of displayed moods. And the whole series is based on these three faces you see that I have circled here. Here now I'm just showing you in Camtasia Studio the editor I'm using, and of course you can use any other kind of editor that you choose, whether it's something like ScreenFlow or Final Cut Pro or Sony Vegas, and any other type of editor. I'm just using Camtasia here to show you. As you can see, I've structured my file such that at the bottom here, I've inserted my voiceover track, which is here at the bottom, which was based on my little storyboard. And we're not really going into detail in the storyboard or how I came up with the idea. That's just not in the scope of what we're doing. But then I put in the music layer, which is the second layer here, followed by the face animations and moods, and then a few layers of the text animations that you'll also see on screen, followed by special effects. There's an explosion effect that you saw in there, and lastly the few sound effects. So that's basically the structure of the file, and we're going to be demonstrating a few things in there as we go. As you can see here, the voiceover was a quick read, just about 50 seconds. I did it all in one take. This was using Adobe Audition. You can use other free tools like Audacity or whatever your favorite audio recorder of choice is. And again, here we are. We went into VectEasy, and then in the video, I take the first face and I actually take it from a smiley face with the eyes down, and then in the second image, I flip the eyes up, and then eventually, when the happy goes to sad, you can see that I've actually flipped the mouth upside down. And so let's take a look and see how I achieve that very quickly. So here I am in Inkscape with the happy face, and what we did to convert the mouth upside down is I just took the context there, and then I flipped it over and then dragged it down. And I just created another image. That's how simple it was to do that. Likewise, in the space where I was playing with the eyes, you can just flip them and reposition them. It's that easy, and then you can just save another image. So this just goes to show you how a simple image, an SVG image, you come inside something like Inkscape, also a free tool. You can create a series of images and just modify the expressions to create the results you want. In addition to modifying the facial expressions, I also wanted to use color to emphasize the emotion. So it wasn't just the facial expression. So in the video, I actually used a gradation of colors from this sort of like purple and gradually eased into a red for anger. So from like rage to anger, and that's also easy to achieve, and I'll just show you how I went through that gamut. And as you can see, for the original image, I created 3 other static images. Very easy to do, so let's take a peek at that now. So here I am inside Inkscape with the sad face, and as you can see here, I just clicked on the fill stroke, and right now the color is in here, and as you can see, I just can slide the bar, and here we went to like a deep red, gradually comes back through to the light purples at the other end. So as you can see, I can just freeze it anywhere, do a file, save, and then you're done. You've created another image, and that's basically what I did. I just created for each of the facial expressions where I wanted the color to add emphasis to the emotion. I just created additional images, and you'll see how we pulled that together in the animations. Before I go off to the animations, I'm just going to show you that I also had this other face, which I call it sort of the face of indifference. And again, I did a reverse ordering of the coloring, so I started in the animations to use red and then work back to light purple, and that sort of was showing me easing out of that state of emotion. And then finally, the state of emotion turned into a face of hopefulness, which is this last image here, which is a derivative of the picture you see here on the left. And I'm going to show you how I just played with that. It's quite simple as well. So here I am back in Inkscape. As you can see that the brows are already puffed up and the mouth's a little bigger, and it's very easy to do that. Again, you just need to get context, and you can just grab these arrows and play with the shape and do all kinds of things. So I just wanted to show you, how easy that is to do, and you can work on working different points and adjust the shape. So again, that's done in Inkscape, and then again you just do a file and save, and you got your next picture in the series. So now that I've shown you how we manipulated the images to get the facial expressions that we want, I'm just going to do a quick scrub through so you can see again how that's played out through the video or the movie clip that we did. So as you start in, here's the happy face, and you can see there's animations. We're going to talk about those shortly. So the happy face transitions into another happy face with the mouth moving again a different way, and now you see that the eyes are pointed up instead of down. And then now we get into the sad emotion where I flip the mouth, and then off we go into the sort of anger facial expression, and it's moving, other animation stuff again, which we'll talk about. And then I added the color, so I wanted to gradually show the getting from rage into anger, and and then there's more mouth movement, and again the color, and as you experienced it, it sort of heightens the emotion, eventually culminating in a red, which is very powerful for showing that anger. And then after that, when everything blows up, I did a cool little effect there, which we'll talk about again in animations. And then when we're coming out of it, I used the concept, well, let's reverse the anger and go back sort of the rage, and then to calm down. So the color set I reversed. I got a nice little animation there on the top with the light bulb, back into the purple. And then eventually, towards the end, we got into showing white. So again, restoring a sense of calm, and then with the last image going into the state of hopefulness. Okay, and that's sort of a summary of how I utilized the images and I modified them to create the emotional impact in the story. Now let's go take a peek at how the animations are put together. Now we're going to take a look at how I put together a few of the animations, and for the sake of expediency, I'm only going to focus on a few of them and go through the details. So as you can see here, I'm just going to walk through a scrub, and as you can see from changing the shade, we now go into a face that has like a lower, like looks like a lip thing quivering, shaking, and then the mouth moving slightly, and then the outer shell of the face moving. Both of them are moving. So but another key thing to notice is that the eyes are still all the eye activity, and the reason why I did that is because I desired to have, when I say what now, sort of a contemplative emotional look, and by swaying the the lip part, it sort of adds to that effect of the contemplative look of the face right now. So let's go see how that looks in Easy Animator Pro. So here we are inside Easy Animator Pro, and you can see here's the face that we were using that I imported. And now, as you know, all these pieces, like the eye components, they all have a pause animation. Pause is the type of animation that most of these are all done in. Is none. So none of these elements here that I'm clicking on have any animation. They all say none. But as I mentioned, that we had the lip area, it's using the sway animation, and I also animated the mouth area, which is using a rotoscope low effect, and that sort of explains how it shakes a little. So as you can see, the sway here of the lip and the mouth moving, and also on the outside you can see when it redraws that it's shaking as well. So I use the rotoscope features there as well. So let's just take a quick peek at that. They're the last two layers. So this layer one, which was the black outer shell, is I used rotoscope high, and then layer 9 is the rotoscope medium effect, so that you can see that they sort of both shake with a little different frequency, but it adds to the effect. And again, the eyes are very focused, and that's how I put this one together. And please bear in mind that most of the durations for the animation faces that I did in this project were 4 in length, 4 seconds. So again, and all of them were pause animation with the exception of a few. So let's go look at the next animation. The next animation is the face that follows this one, and the emotions went from eyes focused and still and the mouth quivering to then just everything being agitated, and then gradually fading out as if everything just blew up in the emotion. And that is achieved by just a few simple effects, and I'm going to go show you that now in Easy Animator Pro. So here we are in Easy Animator Pro. The pause animation again is at duration 4. In order to have all the facial elements be functional, I did use the break apart feature, which created the 10 layers here. And just like in the last image, the 10th and 9th are the outer layers. And but what you're going to see is no matter what the element now in this animation, everything is on the effect rotoscope high. Rotoscope effect high. And that's what makes the nice agitation in every element of the graphic. And you can see that makes it, the image look nice and angry as compared to the eyes focused before. Now you can see more a sense of rage. It got transformed into anger. And on the output animation, which is I set as a duration 3 here, you can see I'm using the toss out feature with an arrow in the center, which means just to sort of toss out within itself. And I thought that was kind of a cool effect to show, everything imploding. So it kind of did a cool effect on the features of the face. And, this is why you need to play with the animation tool and see what kind of effects you can come up with, and just see if the facial expression that you see resonates with you. Okay, and the last and final animation I'm going to demonstrate to you is the last face that we saw at the end, which I call the face of hope, and put a little bounce in him. So as you can see, he's got a bouncing face, and then he does like an overshoot animation out to the left, which is kind of hard to see because it's so quick there. Anyways, I'm going to show you that now in Easy Animator Pro. So if we pop over here, so you can see he's bouncing and then he shoots out to the left. So that's achieved by, first in the pause animation, I used the jump top. At first I was going to use just the plain bounce, but as you can see, it's not quite the same kind of effect. Each kind of gives a different kind of emotion. I kind of like the jump top because it just seems like a little more a little more in the bounce, and which is what I desired for this effect. And then the out animation, it uses the overshoot out, as you can see here. So it's going to the left. We have an arrow to the left in the out animation, duration 2. And then it's a little jog to the right before going out to the left. And that's all there is to it. I mean, there was no break apart required here. As you can see, there's only one layer, and I just let all the features of the face move together with the same, animation of the jump, and likewise for the animation of the overshoot out to the left. And that's the end of the demonstration of the animation elements. One important element that I forgot to mention is that after you create each one of these animations, you want to click on the Save as MOV. The .mov file is a transparent alpha channel type file, so that you can just overlay into your editor with whatever background. In the case of this project, the background was white, so it looks like it's the same here, but you actually have a transparent little clip, and you just click on export here, and then you save the file out, and it creates a file for you, and that you can easily add into the video editor, and you're off to the races. The last few elements I want to talk about in this project are the text, the special effects, and the sound effects. So as you can see here on the timeline, I have sort of allocated a few lines to the text. And if you can see here, if you click on one of these, here's one of the texts, "Oh Happy Day," up here on the image, followed by the next one, "Recorded a video," as you can see. So each one of these are layered, brought into this text layer. And then where there's overlap, so you have the no sound text and the question mark on at the same time. And because of this reason of wanting to layer the text effects on at the same time, I created them inside Easy Animator Pro as separate elements with whatever animation that I decided for that element. So as you can see, the question mark is pulsing, and then the sound one is kind of like vibrating. That's that rotoscope effect. And then I saved those as little MOV clips and brought them into the editor. As you see how they all are positioned here, these are all text bits. So as you can see where they are distributed throughout, there's layering where there's multiple words appearing within the same time frame. And again, those are all also created inside Easy Animator Pro. And for more details on how to do a lot of the animation with text, you can take a peek at some of the other videos, which I'll show here in the notes below, or as a card you can click on while watching the video. And lastly, the sound effects and explosion. As you can see here, I got two files for explosions, and they're both basically the same one repeated, but just in a different location. And then I have a sound effect that goes with the explosion as an example there, and one more sound effect I used on the exit. So that basically covers the rest of those elements that I've used to round out creation of this project. And the fireball explosions I got on a website called motiongraphics.com. I'll also include a link to that for you to go explore. And the audio sound effect I got on audioblocks.com. Again, another resource for some great audio clips. And there are many other resources, but the focus of this project was more to show you how the whole experience came together, and that it may seem like a lot, but there's not that many components to throw together. And hopefully you enjoyed that experience, and thank you very much.
Wow, that was a cool video. You were able to take just a few SVG images, combine with some cool animation techniques, a splash of color, and create a very impactful and emotional story. If you have any questions and you want to learn more about taking SVG images, combining it with animations, and producing some really cool results, please don't hesitate to leave a comment, your question in the comment section below, and I'd be happy to help you out if I can. I also provide in the description section links to all of the tools that I mentioned in there, and to some other videos in my series about creating wonderful creations with animations. And please make sure that you take the time to try and do your own unique creations. That's what I like about using these tools and some of the assets I described today, is that you can create something totally unique that's yours and expresses you. So please have fun and give it a go. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button now, because I'd like to continue creating more videos like this, and I look forward to serving you in the future. See you in the next video.